Hi, everyone. I'm among friends with my fellow friends of the library friends, and many, many guests who are here in celebration of Senator Zaffirini. I'd like to begin by introducing myself. I am Dalinda Guillen, and I am the president of the Friends of the Rio Grande City Public Library. I'm also the executive director for the Rio Grande City EDC. And it is an honor to be here and to welcome our distinguished guests. I have with us, we have the honor of having our state senator, Judith Zaffirini, is one of our guests. We also have with us Mayor of the City of Rio Grande City, Joel Villarreal. We also have with us City of Rio Grande City Commissioner Ray Ramirez. City of Rio Grande City Commissioner Dave Chachi Jones. Rio Grande City EDC Board Member Fred Lopez. Out in the back, Rio Grande City ISD School Board Member Basilio Villarreal. We have the honor of having with us today Miss Star County, former Miss Rio Grande City, Elizabeth Gonzalez. And Little Miss Star County, Kendra Gonzalez. Welcome. Oh, we also have, Mary Rodriguez, who is also a member of the Friends of the Rio Grande City Public Library and a champion for all of its causes. Mary, thank you for all your work. She's a secretary of the Friends of the Library. And the Rio Grande City Public Library is celebrating its 30th anniversary on August 12th, 2020. Underscoring their longtime support for the Rio Grande City Public Library, local organizations, including the Friends of the Library, the General Federation of Women's Clubs, the Florence J. Scott Study Club, and the Women's Club of Rio Grande City are making plans to celebrate this special milestone. You shall receive invitations and more information as we get closer to that date. Let us begin our program today with a Pledge of Allegiance from Nayeli Ortiz and Mary Jane Garcia of the Rio Grande City High School Rattler Book Club.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
Up next, we will have an invocation by Joe Tognetti, pastor of First United Methodist Church.
Let us pray. Holy and good and faithful and loving God, we feel blessed, O Lord, to be gathered here to celebrate the gifts and contributions of Senator Zaffirini and all of those who are here, all of those who are in public office, all of those with titles and positions, and all of those who are here simply to bask in this place and this space and all the people who make this a center of our community. Nos ayuda, oh Dios, usar esta biblioteca para los pobres en la ciudad, en toda la comunidad. Help us, oh God, to continue to use this library for the poorest, for those who need the resources that this place offers. May this library continue to be a resource center of empowerment and education for years and years to come. I ask for your grace and peace and blessing to be upon us. En el nombre del Padre, del Hijo, del Espíritu Santo. Amen.
Up next, we will have opening remarks by our Mayor of Rio Grande City, Joel Villarreal.
Thank you, Ms. Guillen. Good evening, welcome, and thank you for joining us. To paraphrase Albert Einstein, the only place you have to really know is the location of your library. For there is power in knowledge, and the library is ever so powerful. And that is said that the birth of ideas begins here at the library, and hence the genesis of all creation is that birth of ideas. So thank you so much to Ms. Foltz and all our library staff, for although we're small in stature, they are giants in the state of Texas. For they are ranked in the top 10% of public libraries in the entire state of Texas. She reminds me of the little engine that could. Because again, with no limited resources, but they still have the passion, the drive to do well and serve the residents of our great city and the surrounding communities. So I can't say enough. However, we also need those individuals at the state level that are willing to support that mission. And we have with us Texas State Senator Judith Zaffirini, which has been a champion of public libraries in the state of Texas and all Texans. So thank you, Senator, for being with us today. And again, on behalf of the great city of Rio Grande City, the cities of La Grulla, Escobares, Roma, the community of San Isidro, thank you, Senator, for the work that you do. Again, thank you so much for everyone being here today. Thank you.
The mayor is correct. Norma is the little engine that could, and she continues to push us all. Her persistence is what got us all together here today. And so thank you, Norma, for going above and beyond every single day. We also have with us our district attorney, Omar Escobar, and representation, Officer Gonzalez from the County of Star. Let's give them a round of applause. Up next, we're going to have some highlights on academic school and public libraries. And for that, I want to call up Terry Rosales, librarian of the Star County campus.
Good afternoon. My name is Terry Rosales. I am a librarian here in the Star campus. I proudly work for South Texas College. I'll tell a little bit about what happens in our area. So we are our mission is to have learning-centered environments that help students succeed, exceptional services, and high-quality resources. We currently serve both the Star County and the Hidalgo counties. We have a total of 5 different campuses, and our students get to benefit from all the resources located in these campuses. Our annual report shows that we have over 500,000 visitors every year, and a lot of our visitors have seen many improvements with bond construction of new buildings. All our campuses have benefited from expanding our services to having high quality technology, as well as really good areas for students to study and succeed. Not only that, but our areas are also open to our community, and so we offer multiple resources that are available so that customer service, technology, printing services for free, so that our community can come and benefit from all those services. Besides that, proudly we have different programming events These program and events constitute of having speakers in honor of the different festivities along the year. For example, Black History Month, Women's History Month, Hispanic Heritage Month. Here in Star, we recently had a new library art gallery, and it's located in one of our student buildings. But this art gallery, like in many other campuses, features many local artists, which is an excellent way to support the curriculum as well for all those students studying art. And in conclusion, we always look forward to expanding our services and provide this exceptional resources to our students. We currently provide more than 130,000 print books, DVDs, materials that students can check out, as well as more than 650,000 electronic resources. So I am proudly a librarian. I love libraries. All I can say is that it is an honor to be here and represent the Star campus or STC, and I look forward to many, many things we can do to serve our community as well as succeeding the success of our students. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I also want to take a quick moment to recognize Ms. Cynthia Fuentes, who is in the room representing our county judge, Eloy Vera. Cynthia, thank you for joining us. Up next, we have Ms. Adelina Villarreal, who is the director of Rio Grande City Consolidated Independent School District Library Science, who will talk to us a little bit about what they're doing at our public schools.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Senator, for being here. We know that you care deeply about Texas and this community, and we know that that is why you're here. Thank you. Well, first of all, I represent Rio Grande City CISD, and I'm not only the library director, but I'm the Career and Technical Education Director, and we handle the ACE grant as well. And we have 10 libraries in Rio Grande City CISD. All or most of the librarians are here. Would you please stand up at this time? And we would like a picture with you in a while. Okay. Thank you all for joining us today. And every single library has a certified librarian with a master's degree. So we're very proud of that because the closest school is in Sam Houston, and it's online, so that's kind of far. And basically they have a lot of barriers that they have overcome, a lot of challenges, but yet they are the beacon of light. They are the heart of the school, and they service all the students, many in multiple capacities. For example, at one of the middle schools, she's not only the librarian for that school, but she's also the librarian for the early college high school and for the magnet middle school. So that's a lot of students that they service, and they do a wonderful job. And with cooperation through our assistant librarian, we manage the dual enrollment classes, and also with Norma. We invite Norma to all our meetings, and she invites us as well. And we have a great working relationship. So we want to thank, on behalf of all of us, we want to thank you for being here. And I also want to mention that at every school, they have book clubs after school. They try their best to meet during lunch and after school, like those students that belong to Velma Guerrero at Rio Grande City High School. Thank you for having your students be here. But we wouldn't be able to do all this if we didn't work together, and we all work together. So thank you for joining us here. Thank you.
Next, I will call on Norma Foltz, Director of the Rio Grande City Public Library.
Thank you, and thank you all for being with us this evening. The library started in August of 1990, and we were Starr County Public Library at that time. We started in a small room that was less than 1,000 square feet. At that time, we were typing library cards, we were stamping date due slips, and we were making sure that we had a good book collection, but we were limited to the services that we could provide because of the space that we had. In 2000, the Pedro Diaz family donated this building to the city for a library, and that started a conversation between the city and the county, and it was agreed that the city would take over the library. In 2005, this building was renovated and Rio Grande City Public Library opened for business. We are constantly adding to our collection, adding to our services and programs. We have programs going on every single day here at the library. On Mondays, we have health programs with the Wesley Nurse Service and Nuestra Clínica del Valle. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, we have ESL programs with our staff. We have a community garden. I don't know if you had an opportunity to see it outside, but we've already planted over 30 different herbs and vegetables. And that's in partnership with the Texas A&M AgriLife program. And we also have added herbal remedies this year. It's also conducted with our staff. We have a genealogy program on Tuesdays. And on Wednesdays and Fridays, we have open enrollment providers that are helping our patrons select the best health insurance plans for them. We have 2 different organizations that come in and help our patrons with that open enrollment on every Wednesday and Friday. On Thursdays, we have game day. We got a big bin of games from the Texas Hunger Initiative, and we just enjoy, let our patrons know that we've got some games, so they just we want them to come in the door, and hopefully they're gonna find a good book once they're in here. And then on Fridays, we have toddler time, and that we partner with the Star Music Academy, and we've got quite a good group. We have dads coming in, we have grandparents coming in, and it's a real nice program that we have. Our annual programs include Paseo del Arte, Dia del Niño, Summer Reading Program, Grandparents' Day, a Storybook Christmas coming up just in a few weeks, including the Holiday Fun Coloring Contest. We also do outreach to our local daycares and Head Starts. We go out and read to those children so they can remember about the library. We have many, many digital resources, from learning the language to continuing education classes, a lot of resources that are available through the RGC Library website. And with your free library card, with your free Rio Grande City Public Library card, you can access all these digital resources. We also partner with a UTRGV Small Business Development Center, the Rio Grande City EDC, the Chamber of Commerce, to have a lunch and learn for small business owners. We partner with Workforce Solutions and EDC to offer job fairs. We have our summer reading program for children, teens, and adults. In 2017 and 2018, we were among the Texas Municipal Library Directors Achievement of Excellence Award recipients, which makes us, like the mayor mentioned, among the top 10% of the best libraries in the state of Texas. We are proud recipients of United Way and the Ladd and Catherine Hancher Library Grant Foundation. Rio Grande City Public Library is also proud to announce that we were the only Texas recipient of the Public Library Association for Promoting Healthy Communities, Libraries Connecting You to Coverage mini grant. And just in conclusion, in 2005, we had 1,078 library cards. We circulated 4,879 items, and we had 9,057 visitors. Last year, in 2018, we circulated 12,113 items. We have over 10,000 library card users, and we had over 32,000 visitors. Thank you.
Great job, Norma. I love hearing her talk about our library because she shows what our community represents. We have a passion for learning, an interest in knowing what's out in the world, and these books are what tell us what's out there. And of course, the sky's the limit. And thank you so much, Norma, for bringing all these resources to our community. Next, we have a very special presentation, and this is the reason we're here today, and that is to present the Texas Library Association presentation to Senator Judith Zaffirini. We have Ms. Cynthia Hinojosa, who's librarian of Veterans Middle School, who will join us to read the presentation or proclamation. I believe that's what it is. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Texas Library Association resolution honoring Texas Senator Judith Zaffirini. Whereas House Bill 402, relating the adoption of the Uniform Electronic Legal Material Act, UELMA, was sponsored by Senator Judith Zaffirini in the 86th Texas Legislature. Whereas the bill offers a technology-neutral, outcomes-based approach to ensuring that online state legal material deemed official is trustworthy, will be preserved, and will be permanently available to the public. Whereas, as states increasingly publish primary legal material such as constitutions, statutes, regulations, and session laws online, production of paper copies of that material is decreasing. Although online publication facilitates public access, it also raises concerns about the security of the information and its permanent availability. Whereas implementation of UELMA will enable users of electronic primary legal material to ensure its authenticity and trustworthiness, whereas adoption of UELMA will enable users of electronic primary legal material to ensure its authenticity and trustworthiness, whereas adoption of UELMA, a uniform law that provides guidelines for states publishing official primary legal materials online, will further access to justice for all Texas citizens and make legal materials easier for lay people and attorneys to use, and gives guidance on how to preserve amended or outdated legal materials and ensure their permanent availability. Whereas UELMA promotes governmental transparency and ensures the public has access to correct information. Whereas Senator Zaffirini successfully passed the bill, which has been signed by the governor in this session. Now therefore be it resolved that the Texas Library Association, on behalf of our 6,500 members, hereby expresses sincere thanks and appreciation to Senator Judith Zaffirini for her leadership and longtime support of Texas libraries.
The first Mexican-American woman elected to the Texas Senate, Senator Judith Zaffirini, is not only the second highest ranking senator, but also an award-winning communications specialist, educator, and business person. Her business, Zaffirini Communications, celebrates its 22nd anniversary this year. She is president of Alexander Investments and Alexander Development, more popularly known as D&J Alexander Estates. She's received more than 1,000 awards for her legislative, civic, and professional work, and has passed more than 1,000 bills. That's more than any other legislator has passed in the history of the state of Texas. In the Republican-dominated legislature this year, this Democratic senator passed 127 bills, including legislation to improve Texas' guardianship system and promote access to justice, and also to support many, many things that support our community. And for that, we thank you, Senator, and we welcome you to Rio Grande City.
Thank you so much. Thank you so very, very much. What a wonderful job all of you are doing in developing this beautiful library. Congratulations to all the librarians, and thank you to you, Delinda, for your leadership, because you truly are a partner with your husband, my friend, Ryan Guillen, and doesn't he do a great job in the House of Representatives? I may have passed 127 bills, but this one was one of my favorites. And let me tell you why. Because it's about libraries. And I agree with Sir Francis Bacon, who said so very long ago, knowledge is power. I agree with you, Mayor. Those are the words you live by. Knowledge is power. And where else can you get accurate information than at a library? A library, because it is a treasury and truly a collection of treasures. Unbelievably important to any community. Passing a bill that focuses on UELMA is important for several reasons. And that is, as you heard earlier, there are so many documents out there, so many legal documents, and we have so much information available through the internet. How do you know it's accurate? How do you know somebody didn't change it? How do you know somebody's not having a very good time with all these hackers and spammers that they're changing documents sometimes to their own advantage, perhaps in a legal fight, and to your or any user's disadvantage. And that is incredibly important, to have accurate information that is available to the public and that really helps us guarantee all of our freedoms and all of our rights, including the right to due process. Because again, you are so right, and the resolution captured it perfectly. All those legal documents are available, but can you imagine what huge, long documents we're talking about if they're printed? So that's why everybody's making them available electronically. And that is why it's so important that we have a bill like UELMA that guarantees that when you access those documents through the internet, through the librarians, you know that that information is, first of all, accurate, that it is trustworthy, that it is accessible, that you can come to it time and time again, and that it is permanently preserved. So you'll be able to access all of that. If you're in a legal fight, you can access all those laws. Now, it's going to take a while to get them all involved and available electronically, but what better place to work with than the library, and what better people to work with than librarians? I have to tell you, and I love saying, that my very first memory as a person is learning to read at the age of 3. Today, at the age of 2, my grandson is already using an iPhone and using all the icons and loves reading. Reading not only through his iPhone, but he still likes those hard copies. He likes holding that book and looking at the pictures and scribbling sometimes on too many pages. But it is a part of childhood, and it is a part of childhood that typically evokes beautiful memories, usually with loving mothers or fathers, because the parents and the grandparents, the siblings are the most likely readers to the little ones. And I remember going to the Laredo Public Library and reading about Raggedy Ann and Raggedy Andy. How many of you remember Raggedy Ann and Raggedy Andy? And then later, at an older age, reading all those Nancy Drew mysteries, The Hidden Mirror, The Mystery of the Hidden Staircase, all those wonderful, wonderful books that we read. And in high school, The Scarlet Pimpernel. To this day, I very often reread The Scarlet Pimpernel because it was such a joy. And all of those wonderful memories have to do with books. And people typically ask me, why do you love reading so much? Because it is a wonderful opportunity to really think about other people, other lands, other cultures, other goals. It's something totally different typically from what you are experiencing. And where else can you get that vividly except through a book? How many times haven't you gone to a movie after you read a book, and what do you typically say? The book was better than the movie. And yet the movies have all these tools at their disposal. But the book is always better than the movie. It was my thrill to say that to John Grisham about 2 weeks ago. Yes, he was the speaker at an event, and I was at his table. And I promised him I wouldn't say anything tacky, and then I did. And I said, you know, all your books are better than the movies. And he said he can't count the times that people have told him that. Such a wonderful author, such talent, and yet he is still writing those books that are available electronically. I will tell you that today I read on my iPhone. But let me tell you why. I can't carry books with me all the time. I can't always have a book with me, but I always have my phone. And so using the Kindle app, I read on my phone, and right now I am reading my 43rd book for this year. I list all my books on my Facebook wall. If you go to Notes, or to More, and then to Notes, and scroll down, you'll see a list of the books that I read, and I have them every year going back to 2011. And I put the day I started and the day I finished. But all those books are available, and then I review them all. I review them all so that I can share them with my friends on Facebook. And I share them because reading is such a joy. It is truly such a joy. The last book I finished was The Guardians by John Grisham. And he gave me a signed copy, and I was so thrilled to read that book. But this is a pleasure that we should all share with our loved ones, with our little ones, and hope to inspire all children that reading is so important. And if reading is so important, libraries are even more. Because if a book is a treasure, the library is a treasury. And here is where we have this beautiful collection. I walked up and down and looked at your collection. It's wonderful. It's inspiring. It's beautiful. And I can only imagine how many people will come to this very building and enjoy your treasures. So for all the work that you do, for everyone whom you help to motivate, to learn to read, to love to read, people of all ages, I say this: always remember what a wiser person than I said so long ago. A person who knows how to read and does not has nothing over a person who does not know how to read. Reading is a gift. Books are a treasure. Libraries are a treasury. Thank you for this wonderful honor. Thank you for asking me to be with you today. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
And we also want you to stay here because we have a special presentation. Adelina.
Oh, good. Would all the librarians please come forward? On behalf of all of us, and I just wanted to point out that Ms. Lopez was my librarian in middle school, and I think she was the only librarian back then, right, Ms. Lopez? Right. And we want to thank you. Have all these. Yes, yes, and we all probably went through her library. But anyway, on behalf of all of us, thank you for being here in your time, and thank you for promoting literacy. Yes, you were very passionate about that. Things come together.
And Senator, we have a special guest with us here today, Miss Emma Escobar, a student of Star Music Academy, who will perform.
Walking After Midnight by Patsy Cline. Rio Grande, which was made by Mr. Varela, here from Rio. Soy de la tierra del sol hiriente de Rio Grande, lugar de lomas donde hay palomas y mezquitales, región que el indio dejó regado sus pedernales, nido de pitas, de anacahuitas y de nopales. Son sus pitayas que me decoran con sus colores, lindos visajes que nos perfuman con sus olores, donde el sinsontle vive picando el chile del monte, y el cambio de tiempo anuncia el coyote en el horizonte. Ay, mi Rio Grande, tú quien me viste nacer y de niño me cuidaste, también me viste crecer. Ay, mi Rio Grande, tú me diste lo que soy, por eso siempre en mi mente te llevo por donde voy. La Santa Cruz que está en la loma, Crucita Santa, hace testigo de lo que digo y también lo canta, que son las aguas de Rio Grande, según parecen, son las que dicen y hacen y a todos a que regresen. Tiene su gente bien amigable, bien amistosa, siempre dispuesta para ayudarles en cualquier cosa. Hay un ambiente que hasta se siente lo que es ternura. Ese es mi ente de Rio Grande, pura dulzura. Ay, mi Rio Grande, tú quien me viste nacer y de niño me cuidaste, también me viste crecer. Ay, mi Rio Grande, tú me diste lo que soy, por eso siempre en mi mente te llevo por donde voy.
And before I close our program, I just want to introduce our commissioner for the City of Rio Grande City, Ms. Flor Flores. Welcome. And Ms. Norma Foltz will offer some closing remarks.
Thank you all again for being with us. You know, we can't do anything here at the library if you don't have an awesome staff. And there's 5 of us here. My assistant, Leticia Guerra, has been with me for 23 years, almost 24 years. We have Enelinda Vera, Yolanda Riojas, and Maggie Reina. Thank you so much. And also, you know, of course, we have to have our mayor and city council and our city administrators and various city departments that help us succeed every day. The Friends of the Library have been with us and have been very supportive of our projects. I wanted to let you know, Senator, also that we are in a pilot program. It's called Simply E. It's a Simply E app for all your audiobooks, ebooks, and they have some swim lanes, and Rio Grande City Public Libraries is among those libraries. Mark Smith, our director of the Texas State Library and Archives Commission, was happy to hear that we were honoring you, Senator Zaffirini. And he said, she's a great senator, and I'm proud to say that I am a constituent as her district comes all the way to part of South Austin. And having said that, we are honored and really humbled that the Texas Library Association entrusted us to honor you. The Texas Public Academic and School Special Libraries all continue to provide resources to patrons and give them the tools to succeed. We thank you so much for joining us. We have some snacks in the back, and we hope that you'll be with us next year as we celebrate our 30th anniversary. Thank you.